What's up guys, welcome to the channel, Metaverse Arcade here. If you don't already, please like and subscribe, hit the bell button, all that good stuff. And also give me a follow on Twitter if you can at Metaverse Arcade. Now in today's video we're going to cover a project that I'm really excited about. You may have heard of FGL before, they're the team behind Cosmic Clash. Mecha World is FGL's latest project, slated for release at the end of this month for landowners. If you are wanting to get early access, you can head to Atomic Hub and pick up some land. Or you can either buy one of the owner packs as well. I mean, the value on these is insane at the moment. The owner pack is currently selling for $646, and in here you get one random land, 4 random base mechas and 8 random parts. And if you look at the land alone, is selling for close to the same price anyway, so that's a fantastic deal if you ask me. And if you are wanting to get early access to the game, then definitely I recommend, rather than buying land itself, you have a look at the owner packs as well. So there's 2 versions, there's the owner pack and the owner pack 2.0, but if you look at the original owner pack, you'll see $646 now. If you ask me, that's an amazing price. So the launch this month, as I said, is the beta launch. The alpha launch will be happening next month, early June, hopefully, and that'll be available to everybody else. So it's up to you. If you want to get early access and start mining the coin before everybody else, then you can do so by grabbing some land. Now the official website for Mecha World is mechaworld.io. Mecha World is a post-apocalyptic NFT game, and using your mechas you can battle, you can quest, and you can battle other players as well. All this is built on top of the Wax blockchain, which is awesome. Involves 0 fees, lightning fast transactions. Really big fan of Wax. So another really cool thing about Mecha World is the fact that it's created by FGL Studios. So as I mentioned before, they also create Cosmic Clash. Within Mecha World and within Cosmic Clash, players can earn and use the native token, which is the FGL token. The FGL token will function as a currency across the entire crypto games portfolio of FGLs, and they believe this increases the value and longevity of the token and helps to establish a healthy economy. So the FGL token will be used inside Mecha World, it's also used inside Cosmic Clash, and it'll also be used in any future games that FGL release. That decision alone is reflected in the price of the token at the minute. I mean, Mecha World isn't even launched, but if you go to Alcor Exchange and look at the price of Mecha World, I mean, since its initial launch back in January 2022, I mean, you know, given the market conditions at the moment of crypto, that's one of the healthiest and strongest looking charts I've seen in a long time. You know, inside play to earn and outside of play to earn, it's a really strong, healthy looking chart. So when Mecha World launches, I imagine it's only going to add more value to this token, given an increase in users and an increase in use cases, so that's always good to know. So a bit of a background story. As always, humans have depleted the natural resources of planet Earth, and I guess out of the ashes of this, the mechas have thrived. The mechas, I mean, the artwork you can see here is just absolutely awesome. I've said to the guys in the Discord many times that it's one of the best pieces of artwork that I've come across within the entire NFT space, to be honest with you. I mean, it's super cool, and I think it's one of the main draws to this game. I've spoken to a lot of players who have said the same thing as me, that the artwork was absolutely amazing, and it's one of the main things that drew them into the game and the project. So that's cool, it's always nice to see. So the mechas are your base NFTs to be used inside the game. At launch there'll be a variety of 36 different looks based on different bodies and shapes and colours, and you can also give your mecha a unique look by adding parts, which we'll get to later on. So the parts are what can be equipped and burned onto the mecha. Your mecha can be enhanced by fitting parts to it. There's a wide variety of different parts available, some of which visually change the appearance of the NFT. Now this is one of the most interesting things about the project to me personally, is the fact that when you burn the parts onto the mecha bodies, you don't actually have to burn the original mecha NFT. So basically what happens, which is quite innovative, is that the visual of the actual mecha body NFT is updated to include the new part that's been added on, and the original mecha doesn't need to be burned. So I'm waiting to see if a lot of the other play to earn projects jump on board that and try to use that and incorporate that into their games. I think it'll be really useful and a great idea for players who don't then have to, you know, lose the mint number if they've got mint number 1 of a certain NFT. They don't want to, you know, really burn with another asset or blend it with another asset. So I think that's a really cool idea. The parts will come in different rarities, and they make your mecha stronger during battles and will increase your chances of finding NFTs during quests. So that's one of the most interesting things about this game as well, is the fact that once the game is launched, the current set of parts that are available on the Atomic Hub are the only ones that will be released going forwards, and in order to find any new parts, they will have to be found during questing. So that to me gives rise to a huge demand for the parts when the game launches. I think that they'll be scooped up really fast. There's not that many of them on Atomic Hub as it is, so I imagine once those parts get scooped up and burned onto the mecha bodies, there'll be a real demand for parts, as the only way to find those then will be planned, as we mentioned earlier, will give users access to the beta launch this month, but also allow users to build workshops and arenas on. You can take part in the Mecha World economy by letting other players use your workshop services or let them battle in your arena. So when the game launches, I believe it's only workshops that can be built on top of land. Arenas will be available later down the line when PvP launches. I expect to see quite a bit of activity inside these workshops when the game launches, as everybody will be rushing to burn parts onto their mechas, which they have to do inside the workshops. So here we can see a base mecha on the left, and wow, that just looks so sick. And so on the right we can see a mecha that has various different parts burned onto it. So when you obtain parts, you can fit them onto your mecha. This will increase your battle strength and give you a higher chance of finding NFTs, as we said earlier. So as we just spoke about, modifying your mecha is a specialist job that needs to be carried out at a workshop, and the workshops are player owned and can function as a token income source. So that's really cool. Questing. Wow, the artwork on here is just awesome. So sending your mechas on quests will earn them XP, which is used to level up. Next to the XP, the questing could earn you some FGL tokens, or perhaps even NFTs like parts and upgrades or another mecha. So I imagine questing will be really popular when the game launches, as it allows players to earn XP, which is used to level up your mechas, and also aside from the XP, questing can earn you FGL tokens, which is always a bonus, and perhaps even NFTs like parts and upgrades or even another mecha. Wow, so that's cool. I was under the impression that you could only earn parts from questing, but the fact you can earn other mechas as well, that's really cool. The longer the quest, the higher the yield, which we'll get into in a second. So battling is the PvP side to the game, which is scheduled to release, I believe, in June, late June, so that should be something to look out for. That's really cool. So just from the homepage alone, you know, you can see that there's going to be quite a lot to get your teeth sunk into when the game launches. I'm really looking forward to battling. I think that's going to be cool, taking on other players and participating in certain competitions. Questing, that should be really cool. The artwork on here though, it's just unbelievable. So yeah, let's have a look at the white paper and check out the project in a little bit more detail. So the game basics: each player needs to start with a minimum of one mecha body. You can start with more, it's entirely up to you, and this allows the player to start questing. During questing you can earn FGL tokens and also a small chance to find NFTs. Questing costs energy, which will freely replenish over time. The mecha base, as we said, is really affordable. I think you can pick the mechas up now at the moment for around $4, so that's not bad. That's the lowest price. There's a variety of different colours and styles as well, so wow, that looks cool. That's interesting that the parts do not have an eternal lifespan and will need to be maintained, again in workshops. If not, they will wear. Upgraded mechas have a higher chance to yield tokens and NFTs from quests, but will also have better stats for battles. The PvP battle will be launched later in Q2. Battles are fought in player owned arenas, the arena gets a cut of the battle winnings. So that's interesting and more. So here is an infographic here which shows the use cases of the FGL token within the game. So you can use the FGL token to level up your mecha body, and you can then battle and then win more FGL tokens via that, and then you can then battle and then win FGL tokens. You can also quest, which will then help you find parts. You can use the FGL token to fit parts to the mecha body, and then you can either battle or quest again. The FGL token is used to pay workshop fees and arena fees. So yeah, lots of use cases within the game. So yeah, lots to do with the token, lots of in-game use cases, which is always a bonus in play to earn, and also helps to add longevity to the token price as well, so that's great. What can you buy with FGL tokens? You can pay the workshop fees to add parts, to maintain your parts, upgrade your mecha bodies and buy buildings. You can also use those in the PvP battles. And you can earn XP, FGL tokens and NFTs from questing and battling. So questing is broken down into short, medium and long quests. The longer the quest, the better the chance of finding NFTs and the higher potential yield of FGL tokens. So in this table you can see the durations of each of the quests. Short is 15 minutes, medium is an hour and a half, and long is 4 hours. The energy cost for short is 1 energy, medium is 4, and long is 8. The parts wear, so I guess that's the wear and tear on the parts that are equipped on the mecha. It's 1 for short, 4 for medium, and 8 for long. You also yield XP for each of these quests, and also the duration of the quest is factored into the reward rates as well. As you can see here in the long quest, there's a 50% chance to yield large amounts of FGL tokens. So you will need energy to go on these quests. Energy is very limited, and players get 4 energy points per mecha with a maximum of 32. Holding more than 8 mechas is possible, but it will not further increase the maximum amount of energy. So to go on quests you can use up to 8 mechas, but it will involve a lot of energy usage. 0.25 energy points to be generated per hour with a maximum of 2 points per hour. So fitting battery parts is the only way to limit the use of energy costs, meaning the mecha that has a battery fitted will use less energy from the pool. So in my opinion, it's worthwhile heading to Atomic Hub and picking up a battery. You can only use common parts on common mechas when the game launches, so as you can see here, you can pick up a battery for around $26. Now these are essential in enabling you to level up faster. So if you are wanting to level up faster, you will need to have a battery applied to your mecha. So down the line there'll be a variety of different ways to battle within Mecha World. One of the mechanisms will be to use the Draco dice, and you can pick up these dice from Atomic Hub, only cheap. So you'll bring those into the game, and then players will pay a small amount of FGL to enter the battle. The total of these battle fees will be paid out to the winner and the equivalent in dice points. So here we can see how the mecha level determines the percentage chances of finding NFTs. Obviously the lower the level, the lower the percentage, and you can see here that a level 99 mecha maxed out sent on a long quest will have a 0.099% chance of finding NFTs. In order to upgrade your mecha, you will need to collect XP, and the XP yield is here as we discussed earlier. Short, medium, long, 1, 4 and 8. And in a battle, no matter lost or won, you earn 5 XP, so that's interesting. Upgrades need to be bought with FGL tokens, so you earn the XP, and in order to upgrade your mecha you will have to pay a small fee in FGL. And here is the estimated cost for updating. Although it is only dummy values and not real game values, as I said earlier, the tokenomics haven't been fully disclosed yet. So a level 2 mecha, in order to level up to a level 3, would need 10 XP and pay a cost of roughly 5 FGL, so that's not too bad. The formula is each level requires 10% more than the previous level, and in order to calculate the cost paid in FGL, each level costs 9% more than the previous level. So here we can see the rarity distribution of the mechas. There are different rarities, but it is worthwhile noting that the different rarities are purely cosmetic alone and have no real impact inside the game on your chances of pulling NFTs or chances of winning battles. So parts can be found during quests or bought on Atomic Hub. Adding parts to your mecha increases the chances of finding NFTs. The only exception to this, as we just spoke about, is the battery life. This does not give the mecha increased chances or battle stats, but it will reduce the cost of energy use per quest or battle. So yeah, as I mentioned, really important to get hold of some batteries. That'll give you the chance to level up a little bit faster and allow you to go on more quests as well within a certain time period. So here we can see a table that displays the rarity of the different parts, and also the durability levels and the increased chances and stats, and also the minimum level that a mecha needs to be in order to equip those on. So you won't be able to equip any of the uncommon parts onto a mecha until you have leveled up to level 5, which is important to know. So parts do not have eternal life and will need to be maintained and repaired. They will slowly wear down after each use in a quest or battle. So repairing and maintaining the weapons will take place in the workshop and will cost a small FGL token fee. When the parts are not maintained and reach 0%, they will wear out and break. It'll still be visible on the mecha body until it's replaced. So it is worthwhile making sure to not let that go to 0. So as you can see here, a common tail has 100 uses. After it's been used 87 times, a full repair would cost 10 FGL tokens. If the owner does not repair it on time but lets the wear counter reach 0, the full repair cost will be 10 times that, meaning this will cost 100 FGL. Wow, so a lot of money to be saved by keeping on top of your parts and making sure that you are maintaining them. So some of the part NFTs will appear on the mecha once they're burned onto it, and then there are some that won't. Pictured is one of the 6 base mechas with only 2 visual traits, body type and colour. In total there are 6 visual traits. Got type, colour, side weapon, shoulder weapon, back weapon and tails, and plan to add later as a mouth weapon. When all these parts are fitted to the mecha body in a workshop, the base mecha NFT will be altered. So as you can see here, this is what it would look like. 4 of the visual parts burned onto the mecha body would result in this. Wow. So that's a full set with tail, back, shoulder and side parts fitted on, and that just looks absolutely amazing. There's 7 variations of each additional outer body that can be visually fitted, including the tail, the back, shoulder and the side. So in total there's a combination of 36 different bodies. This leads to a total of 86,436 potential different canines. So you know, it will be really easy for you to create a unique mecha to your liking, so that's really interesting. Now, one of the main sources of income for players inside Mecha World will be the workshop and arena buildings. If a player owns land, they can choose to build a workshop or arena on top of it. Only one building can be placed on one land. In order to build the land, you will need to pay in FGL. The cost for placing buildings is always the same, no matter which land type it's placed on. It's a one-time cost. So in order to add parts to your mecha, you will need to pay a fee, as we discussed, to the workshop. 10% of all these fees will be paid out to workshop owners as workshop profits. The total sum of daily workshop profits is equally divided by the amount of workshops in operation. For example, if the total amount of workshop profits from yesterday was 1000 FGL and there are 50 workshops in operation, each workshop built on common land earns 20 FGL tokens. Uncommon land earns 22 FGL and workshops built on rare land earn 24 FGL. So that's interesting. It's almost like a pool of workshop profits, which is then split amongst landowners. So in my opinion, it's definitely worth picking up some land for this month's launch. I imagine there'll be a huge uptake in part burns and part repairs, which will see a nice, I guess, bit of profit for the landowners. If you are wanting to switch from a workshop to an arena, you can do so. You will have to pay a small fee. So when the game launches, you will only be able to build workshops. When arenas are launched, if you are wanting to swap from a workshop to an arena, you can do so. Demolishing the building is free of cost, but in order to build the arena after that, you will have to pay a small fee again. So that's it from the white paper. As you saw, it's really in-depth and detailed, and definitely worth yourself having another run through that just to wrap your head around it in time for the launch of the game next month. Also recommend you checking out the FGL Discord channel as well as the Twitter account. They post lots of announcements in here, as well as sneak peeks as well. So you can see here is a sneak peek of the workshop background. So I think this will be the animation, I guess, that's presented when you are fitting parts to your mecha. That's really cool. Also head to Atomic Hub, pick yourself up some mechas in time for the launch, and if you can afford it, definitely recommend you picking up some land for this month's launch. So you can see from the level of detail that's gone into that white paper, as well as the graphics, you know, the website, the battle process. It's a very detailed game. It's going to have a lot of utility for players, lots of different things to keep players interested. So I have high hopes for the project. Looking forward to getting started, getting early access and providing you guys some more videos. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter at Metaverse Arcade. I do a lot of Mecha World giveaways on there. I should be running another one anytime soon. I'll also post some of the early access content on there as well for you guys, so you can see that. Should be cool. So yeah, the game looks awesome. I'm super excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and as always, peace.